But I remember Euclid. And Euclid is what we came out of. Looks like almost the same road. Ah, Cooley Height Road. Airstrip Road. Go. Way about that. This was freaking hilarious. This is fun. Yep, right. So what Scott got fucking stuck at. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah. I'm just wondering how she freaking came through it. That actually looks like it's not too bad. runs. I'm going to be freaking shedding bed for a while. Okay, yeah, it's about time. I return back to paved roads. Boy, I tell you what, that was fun. I just drove down Stroop Road. I decided to turn at what that Johnson or Jacobson thing was, because it really started to get really soupy really quick. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's an understatement. I can't wait to see how much mud my truck's coated in. Well, the thing was, is I could actually see where I drove down there. I could see the ruts and everything. Yeah. Well, evidently they have. They just haven't been down there in a while. I mean, you could tell somebody had been down there. But, okay, let's see here. I'm just trying to figure out, no, how, okay, it's telling me to go to freaking Bowie Road, but I know one of these Bowie Roads is, like, you can't go anywhere once you get on it. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'll go down Bowie Road to tram, then I get back up. But, yeah, I mean, even, you know, I was in four-wheel drive high, and I never got out of second gear. And I mean it. I'm sitting there like, you know what? I'm beginning to regret my life decisions. No, nah. If I didn't get stuck in that piece of shit, what makes you think I'd get stuck in mine? With good tires on it, knowing how. Oh no, but I did manage to almost do a donut in the middle of the road. Yeah, well, I mean, you could tell a tractor had been down there because you could see where a lot of it, like the high parts, were scraped off. So I think somebody went through there like with a grader or something. Yeah, because where the van was stuck at, it was because it was high centered. So I think somebody went there like with the road grade or something, and they were knocking the high spots down, so that way it'd be a lot harder to get stuck. Yeah, I could see it from Johnson Road, which was a little bit down from where the fire department probably came through at. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty sketchy. I just can't wait to see how much mud I have on my truck. Yeah, because see, I was originally coming through Reardon, and then I was going to go turn onto Barry Road, but they've actually got roadblocks up there. Yeah, so probably the farmer whose fields those go by. Yeah, but I tell you what, yeah, the truck got 4-wheel drive got a good workout. And I can tell you what, man, the clutch didn't slip at all. If I would have been smart, I should have been in 4 low. But, because, yeah, even in second gear, it would drag, then I'd drop it down to first, and then I would just kind of just creep, and away we go. So, but yeah, I would never attempt to do that at night. Because I drove down like the really, I was like, I can't believe you drove down. I mean, I drove down the Stroop Road part that we drove down. Yeah. So. Yep. And the weird thing is the truck never. When I was going really slow, it started. Yeah. Well, the temperature's going to go up because it's under a freaking heavy load. But I mean, yeah. That just proves that this thing's freaking capable of doing crap like that. So. But yeah, I told you I was going to do it one of these days. When it gets a little, because what I did is I turned down Euclid Road. Then I took Euclid all the way down to Stroop. So I didn't turn off it from Highway 2. Matter of fact, I'm now like 2 miles from Highway 2. I had to tell Scott, I was like, gee, I drove down that road and I didn't get stuck, Scott. I don't know why you did. Well, there was still a lot. I mean, it was still pretty slimy, but I mean, it dried out a lot. But yeah, well, I tell you what, my truck doesn't really have that much mud on it. Nope. Yeah, and I also know how to drive like he does too. So, but yeah, I feel sorry for somebody who tries to go down there and following in my tracks, because yeah, I don't think they're going to be very successful at it. So how far out are you? Yeah, well, because of my little side jaunt venture, which took me like an extra 15 minutes, I'm still 13 minutes away from Airway Heights. Yeah, but yeah, I think you will appreciate all the mud on my truck. I'm just tempted to leave it. Scott's like, what happened to you? I got bored, decided to go see where you got stuck at. And I go, well, yeah, if it was as wet and as slimy as it was, yeah, it would have been a lot more difficult. But I mean, it's just, still. This thing handled it. I tell you what, the clutch was going to slip, man. It would have been slipping doing that. But so when they bled it out, they bled the clutch out right. So. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you're doing deliveries at $8 delivery and you have to drive maybe 30 miles for your next delivery, how does that even make economic sense? Yeah, I mean, it was like, John's like, because I can't believe Scott's having me drive all the way up to Bonners Ferry for a £1 box. I'm like, yep, I go for somebody who's owned a freight company, he does a lot of things that don't make economic sense. So, no, that auto body stuff that I took up there, the weight said 90 pounds, but it was not 90 pounds. Not even close to it. And then, like I said, if John, like I told John, like if you would have done that, I go, you would, as soon as you got to Split Rock Road, I go, man, you would have been done. I go, man, that was a sheet of ice. I go, I've delivered out there before. And I told Scott, it's like, you know what, is it really worth it? Because if you get stuck out there and there's sketchy cell service, yeah, you're going to have to find somebody who will decide to be nice and pull you out. And that's if they even want to. But see, that's the thing that, I've told him. I go, this stuff driven for Spokane Harbor Supply, and some of these places are like, the one thing that, I do like, Bulu Bat, that place is like right out by it's like in DeLance or something like that. It's right out by the Kalispell Casino. Well, now their drop-offs are done at Rogers Body and Frame in Newport. So that means because I guess one day something didn't get picked up, and one of Flash Drive's people had to deliver it, and they told Robert, this place is out in the middle of freaking nowhere. So then they came up with a compromise that they could just bring it into Rogers Body and Frame. And then, then I just texted the guy and sent him a picture of the bill of lading, and he was like, cool, I appreciate it. I'm like, I'm just glad I don't have to drive all the way out there. And the reason why he did that, another reason why, was because Scott would do it at night and he would set stuff in front. And it wouldn't activate, I told you he had a motion activated light. That's the reason why he had, and Scott's like, well, I didn't want to set off light. My Scott, that's why he had the light. So that way he knew there'd be deliveries, he'd go out and get it. And he had a bunch of stuff that got damaged because Scott didn't seem to think varnish or paint got affected by cold weather. Yeah. But, it's like, yeah, if you run a freight company, you need to know if what you're carrying, what you're delivering is going to be susceptible to heat or cold, especially when you're leaving it outside. Okay, now I'm going past the other entrance to Stroop Road. And boy, I tell you what, yeah, and right there it says Summer Road, and somebody put up a barricade. Yeah. Probably the people that got sick of Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's still like, why did you go out there? Well, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but I tell you what, it was an experience. When it gets closer to summer and it dries up, we'll go back out there. We'll experience the thrill. And I told Kayla, one of these days I'm going to do that. She goes, well, if you get stuck, she goes, you got my number. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably, if I get stuck, I go, I guarantee you're going to get stuck too. So, yeah. Because it's just like one of the things that, a shirt that I had a long time ago when I lived in Chicago. Yeah, this was actually put up by the Chicago PD. They go, if you see me running, you better run as well. Then on the back of it said Chicago PD Bomb Squad. And it was licensed by the Chicago Police Department. Yeah, I mean, they had a shop where you used to be able to go in and buy like their leather motorcycle jackets. You could actually buy their horse tack, because once a horse was retired, they retired their gear. And then a lot of times what they would do is they would sell off the gear, to help pay for the horse's retirement and stuff. Yeah, then it's just like the other one that I really loved, I got it for my brother. And yeah, the Chicago PD had their own morgue. And on the front of the shirt, they go, "We like it cold, stiff, and hard." And then on the back, it said, "Chicago PD morgue," and it listed the telephone number and the extension for the coroner. Yeah, when my brother was studying to be a mortician, I got him that. And he's like, "What's that number?" I go, "Call it and find out." And he's like, "Holy crap, it goes to the coroner's office." He's like, "I can't believe they put that on a shirt." And I'm like, "Well, that's a Chicago PD." So, but that was fun. I enjoyed going out of that little mud gambit. So, yeah. Nah, I'm going to let it word as a massacre. Like that Johnson Road probably, I think, would have been worse than if I would have kept going down Stroop. But when I was seeing where Scott was at and everything, man, the ruts there, I don't think there had been any way to get through them ruts. Yeah, that whole entire thing was, a lot of time, because I'm narrow, I was actually driving between the ruts up on solid ground. But what, yeah, because I walked down there, and when I started seeing all that rut and all that mud, and I'm like, yeah, no. Now if I had something with tracks on it, I could do it without a problem. And that Johnson Road that the fire department came in on, I tell you what, God, that thing it looked solid, but man, it was soup. I mean, it looked like it was, and there was not a solid piece of ground. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to grab solid ground, and I can't. So, yep, I just basically just had my hands on the steering wheel and let the wheels go wherever the hell they wanted to go. Because they want to go where there's traction. When they get traction, they grab, so I'm not going to fight them. So, but, yeah, I'm just about out to my storage unit. Well, now I'm about 5 minutes out. So what time do you think you'll be home at? Okay. Oh, so you're about 10-15 minutes out then. I used to work in Spangle at the Harvester. It didn't take me from downtown. It would take me about 25 minutes to get to work. Yep. So like I said, yeah, you're about 20 some odd minutes out then. Yeah. So then what I think I will go and do is when I leave my storage unit, I will go to Arby's, get me a gyro and a thing, and I will get another Jamocha shake. Yep. And then we can load up the gas tank, and then we can head into Post Falls. Oh, okay. Yep, that's true. Yeah. What was that? They close at 6, but I think the gas station closes at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we could always go and hit like the Maverick or something in Post Falls. Yeah. Yeah, then I can get one. Then I can get one of your big gas tank totes as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, usually you can get them, but the problem is getting them in and out of the back of the truck and everything else. Yeah. Do you know how much a 55-gallon drum weighs? Full? Yeah, very true. Okay, I just realized now what you were implying. If we can't move it, who can? Yeah. Well, the other possibility is getting that big freaking diesel fuel tank that's out near Bernie's property. Very easy. Yeah. Basically, a lot of where the fuel lines come in, they're threaded, so you just unscrew it. You can put in a plug. Yeah. So, yeah. 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 I just had a person pass me, and I think they're trying to figure out where all the mud came from. Yeah. Sometimes you can find people giving them away. Yeah, and as long as they're not all corroded up on the inside. Yeah. Or I know you can get some of those. They have like a line. They have a liner in it. So it depends on the type of plastic it is. Because see, a lot of those food grade ones usually, what come in those are things that will react to metal. So there'll be like acid or bases or something like that. So, but yeah, I mean, we can look for that. Next time I get up that property, I'll have that trailer hitch off. Like I said, if I would have thought about it, I should have just grabbed. I was looking at the grinder going, maybe I should take it. Now I'm like, nah, I don't think I'll need it. I, yeah, and if I would have taken it, then I wouldn't have needed it. So therefore, it still would have accomplished the same task. So, but yeah, I can't get out. I can't wait to get out and look because I'm surprised from what I'm seeing. The side of my truck isn't really caked with mud. Now my hood's got mud on it and everything. But yeah, I just pulled up my storage unit, so I'm going to jump out. And the person next to me just got locked out of their storage unit. The person who's in F39, because yeah, it's funny. It's got one of their red locks on it, so they didn't make a payment. Yeah. And the thing is I keep getting things from Diamond telling me, hey,